Hi, how's it going everyone? Welcome to the 7th episode of the Sunday Night Report. And in this Sunday Night Report, we share the latest news that is happening in Legends of Runeterra, memes, fun facts, tricks, tips, and everything under the sun. I will share things that I'm interested in at the end of the Sunday Night Report, so if you're interested, you can carry on watching. But anyway, first thing first, Legends of Runeterra news and interesting things. The first thing that I found very interesting is there a potential hybrid region card that is going to happen? So if you look at this art piece that is shared by Legends of Runeterra Twitter account, in parts of Shurima, the desert's close proximity to Targon's celestial magic can pull the sands themselves into the air, creating sand auroras that create the skies. Look at this. It's amazing, isn't it? It looks so cool. But what is most important is the description that I just read to you guys. Close proximity to Targon's celestial magic. It can pull sands themselves into the air, creating sand auroras. Isn't this like a combination between Shurima and Targon? Is this a sign that there might be hybrid cards? I mean, we all know that Legends of Runeterra are going to have 10 regions, right? So after the 10th region has been released, what's next? I mean, some people has been saying maybe they might release new skins. These new skins are not exactly, skins that is like just a blank, just like a new canvas around the champion's body. It might be new thematic regions that we are exploring, like teamfight tactics. They have various Darius in different kind of themes, and that is interesting. That is one possibility when it comes to future expansion. Or another future expansion would be hybrid cards. I mean, if you look at Hearthstone has been doing that recently, isn't it? Is it recently? I don't know, it's quite soon. I haven't been following Hearthstone news for quite some time, but I knew that releasing the hybrid card was quite a hype thing, isn't it? So it was interesting seeing them having hybrid cards, because I think I played very early on. I think the next Rama's expansion, and at that time they were still quite, sticking to the single champions. They are not combining any champions at all. So it was interesting to see them combining different champions, having hybrid cards. So this is something that is interesting, that potentially hints at it. Maybe this is an Easter egg. Hopefully they might be able to confirm this. So I'm excited for this, really. Targon and Shurima, the most unlikely combination is, imagine what card can this be, Sand auroras, invoke a celestial, and maybe you can give your opponent's creatures like -2, -0 or something. But I think it would be cooler than that. Invoke celestial and giving your enemies -2, -0 is not that cool, isn't it? But that's that. This is something very interesting that I was quite hyped about. And the next thing is Runeterra looks better. Not sure why I write this. Yeah, okay, so this is something that I wanted to just comment on. Nothing interesting, but if you look at this art piece, I think one of the main draws of Legends of Runeterra has always been the looks of it. I mean, one of the key draws of it, because I think some of us who have came here from Hearthstone would know that I think the issue with Hearthstone, for me, right, has been the cartoonish kind of way they present their cards and how the cards look like. Like, all the characters are very cartoonish. That appeals to a wider audience. There's no fault in doing that, but it just never appealed to me. I mean, coming from Magic the Gathering, having played it very early on, I think Magic the Gathering, when it comes to their art, that is like the top notch and the most interesting. It's very immersive. That's the key point. Immersion is very important. And Hearthstone was never immersive at all. It was just like a cartoon. But I think Legends of Runeterra is able to, create this kind of immersion, creating this kind of very cool looking cards. I mean, they are not super cartoonish. Sometimes they are still cartoonish, like in terms of Lulu and all these other small cute characters like Teemo. But they also balance it out with something that is more serious looking and something that looks more majestic and all these things. And this really helps the game experience a lot, Yeah, and hopefully this is I don't think this is a landmark, but it's always good and interesting to see, this world building. I feel is quite important. Yeah, it really sets the mood for the games, isn't it? And next, a fun fact. I think you will be very interested in this. Fun fact. Lifesteal fun fact. So I recently found out that if you give Ezreal Lifesteal, you heal from his 2/1 Nexus shot. This makes sense because Lifesteal doesn't specify that it only works on attack. Interesting. But I didn't expect it to work. Then Miss Fortune's ability doesn't heal you, so I did some further testing. It seems like abilities that go on the stack like TF or Miss Fortune don't heal you, but ones that resolve at burst speeds like Swain or Ezreal do heal you. I've also never seen this before, neither in YouTube or another Reddit post. So I don't know if this is commonly known or not. I thought it was niche enough to point out. And this is quite interesting. I think the reason why it doesn't appear in YouTube or Reddit posts or just YouTube in general, I'm not quite sure whether is there any spells that can grant lifesteal, but I think it's quite hard to make it happen, isn't it? That's why it's quite rare. But what is most interesting about this is that you can lifesteal based on your character's ability instead of attacking. And I always had this assumption that you can only lifesteal when you attack, and I didn't know this happens. And also they kind of split it between spells like abilities that goes on stack and doesn't goes on stack. This makes it very complicated. But the good thing here is that it's not very easy giving lifesteal to your champion. I don't think there's any card that can give lifesteal, not to my knowledge. Is there? Can't remember. But anyway, that's why it's so rare, right? And this complexity is kind of negligible. But I think this also shows that the biggest problem when it comes to Legends of Runeterra is that there's a lot of complexity that is like underlying some cards. And if it's rare situations, it's fine, it's negligible. But when it's something that happens occasionally, it's quite a big problem, isn't it? I mean, there's a lot of underlying interactions that new players have learned through experience, and hence, like, you know, any kind of card game, if you want to get good at it, you have to be experienced at it, you have to keep playing it, isn't it? And this is one of those games that's especially important, where you have to keep playing it, because there are a lot of underlying effects that you don't really know. I think simple things like Callista, when she levels up, when are you able to get her level up ability to activate. Also things like Frostbites, you know, Frostbites where your creature has 0 attack. Do they still attack? Yeah, so those are very simple things that, you know, makes a huge difference. And this is a good example of it, but on a more rare scale. So this was interesting, definitely. And next will be meme of the week. So what in God's name, I'm more impressed than I'm scared. 6 champions, and 6 champions that has very high level. I think you only see this kind of situation happening in, I think, Iron tier, right? Or Silver tier. Where the new player just doesn't know how to play this and he plays this for the first time. I think people might have the false impression coming from League of Legends that, you know, this is like League of Legends, so you have to play 5 heroes in order for the deck to be strong. And I think it's quite interesting. Maybe they can create a new mode where you need to play 5 champions and they kind of have something similar to League of Legends. That is very cool. And I think this is something that I'll be interested to try out. Can you win using a deck that has 6 different champions? Is it possible? I mean, it's so sub-optimized, isn't it? Yeah, but with the amount of champions that are being released every set, right, it's possible, it might be possible. But I don't think, you know, Riot is gonna reward players from playing this kind of build. I think I know Hearthstone does. There's some, I forgot what was the guy's name. He's like Indiana Jones. Yeah, I think he rewards you when you play a single copy of each card in a deck, and you get some special effect when you play him. And this is something I don't think Riot is gonna do. Like I feel that like a lot of the Hearthstone design choices has really been focused on creating absurd moments and highlights, and I think Riot's would never do such a thing. So hopefully, I'm not sure whether is that a good thing for Legends of Runeterra though, creating these kind of weird cards. But we shall see, we shall see. And it's interesting how this time it's way faster. We are only 10 minutes so far. So this is all the Legends of Runeterra news so far. And I've been creating a lot of deck videos this week, trying to push for the 1k sub. I think subs, the amount of subs these few days has been a bit off. Like I think sometimes I gain 4 subs, then I lose 4 subs. But that's fine, it's fine. I think that's the case, isn't it? And especially at this timing, 1 month after the new set has been released, attention and awareness or interest has been down. Everybody is just waiting for the new set now. Unless I create unique creative decks, which is very hard to create and also very hard to create videos for. So I mean that's that. So I'm gonna grow slowly and hopefully reach 1k by the time the new set comes, which is in May, which I will take some off day from work to record some videos. I mean, it's cool, isn't it? I'm excited for the new cards. Hopefully something interesting comes. Hopefully Talia gets enough support this time around. And the last thing, something that is not related to Legends of Runeterra. I've been really hyped about Winter Soldier. You know, Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Episode 4 was insane. I mean, y'all should definitely watch it. I mean, it feels like every episode is about 40 minutes to 1 hour. And it feels like a movie every single time. And it's just a 10 episode movie. And this episode is probably the turning point that's very interesting. The new Captain America, no spoilers. I'm not gonna give any spoilers. Something interesting happened. And it's crazy to see how this dichotomy between a new Captain America and the old Captain America, you know, how power gets to you. And also, I'm also anticipating, you know, and excited where this is gonna take the new Captain America, which path he's gonna go towards. It's always interesting, isn't it? Yeah. And will he be participating in the new Avengers like collaboration thing? I mean, I'm guessing they're gonna have like in 10 years time they're gonna have another Avengers movie, right, with new characters. So maybe this new Captain America is gonna join. So that's interesting. That's very interesting. Yeah. But anyway, that's all I'm gonna share today. There's nothing else. So thank you guys for watching and stay tuned to all the new deck videos that's gonna come out this week. And I hope you guys enjoy it. If you enjoy it, please like the video. Tell me whether you enjoy it or not. And also, if you are feeling generous and you have some spare cash you have cash to spare, you can actually go down to the description below and there's a PayPal donation button, and there's Patreon as well. But the Patreon has zero patrons. But it's fine. I think as long as you watch this, that's important. But if you have spare cash, you can donate through PayPal, and it really goes a long way to supporting this channel, because we want to reach as much people as possible. I would like to create more videos, and having a upgraded setup will really help speed things up a bit, because my rendering time, video creation is very, very long. And I would like to create more videos and just create more positive impact for the community. So anyway, you don't have to give me any money, it's fine. If you don't have any money, it's completely fine, because now it's coronavirus and the economy is quite bad, right? So watching it is good enough for me and liking it. But I mean, if you are interested in supporting it going further, you can always do that. So thanks for watching, guys.